Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, or if you are new to this channel, welcome. My name is Mary. I really wanted to have somebody, with me during this video, but it is pretty early in the morning. Everybody just went to bed or is just waking up, so maybe eventually I'll pop Mr. Norman Bates out, but he seems to be enjoying basking. But anyways, let's talk about today's video, and it is going to be about quarantine because I talked a little bit about it in my last video. I did get a new baby Billa who is in quarantine right now, and I had some questions on like, well, what is quarantine? When should you quarantine? I only have like 2 pets. Should I quarantine? So we are going to get all into that. I'm really hoping I stay on subject with this because like there's so much to talk about quarantining. Before we get into all that, if you are new to my channel, it would mean the world to me if you hit that subscribe button, notification bell, follow me on all socials. Links are going to be down below, like always. Now, should you quarantine? You should always quarantine. Like, that's one thing that should never be up to debate. Whether this is going to be like your first animal, your 5th animal, or you have multiple animals like me. It's so hard to do this, trust me, because you get your new pet, you get super excited, you want to put them in their beautiful habitat. Don't do it. Don't do it. And I don't care if it's like from your best friend and you know she took really well care of him, or the breeder is so reliable. Quarantine. Quarantine. Quarantine, quarantine, quarantine. Imagine having like a few animals and you get your new snake in, you put them in their beautiful habitat and let them to settle, take them out under the sun, really get a good look at him, and then you notice bugs crawling all over him. And now you're effed because you put them in the reptile room or around your other reptiles, and guarantee those little mites are jumping on your other reptiles. And that's a nightmare because now you have to quarantine all the rest of your animals, put them on meds to get rid of the mites, take out all the substrate that you spent a lot of money on. Yeah, sounds like a nightmare, right? And if this is going to be your first animal, you really want to observe them for the first week. Like, do they have anything internal or external parasites? Can you hear any wheezing? Are they like acting weird? Are they being extremely lazy? How their bathroom looks. I know that sounds so gross, but whether you're quarantining or not, you should always be checking the bathroom of your reptiles, because obviously reptiles like can't tell you, I don't feel good, or they can't like make a cry noise like a dog would. Like, the only way to tell how their health is by their bathroom. So if you have like a beautiful habitat that's like all cluttered and stuff, trying to find like a fresh bathroom would be hard. So being able to see that. Also, quarantine could be from 30 days to 60 days. It all depends on what animal you have and like how the animal came to you originally. Like I said, you could be like, it's my best friend who gave it to me, or it's a really reliable breeder. Don't trust it. Don't risk it. Even if I go to like reptile expos or even my reptile shop, I will make sure I change my clothes before coming back into my room, because that's how like quick mites can jump on you. Even if I didn't even touch any pets, being around like people's stuff, like, you think I might be like being dramatic about this, but mites are crazy and it's a nightmare to get rid of them. And yeah, I'm hoping this is how superstitious I am, that like talking about it, I hope I don't bring this upon myself. So I'm bringing awareness to people, okay? Quarantine setup is also going to be very different depending on like what kind of animal you have. A quarantine setup from a chameleon to a ball python is obviously going to be very different. You just want it to be as bare as possible, like just giving them the bare minimum. Using paper towels. Paper towels suck. I hate paper towels, but you should be using paper towels. Even if it's a frog. I remember when I quarantined my frog, I would just have to constantly keep the paper towels moist. That way I could just make sure I really get a good look at their bathroom. If I could see any mites crawling on the paper towels. It sounds very boring, but it's the best way. You want to be really sterile. Obviously not be using, like, take a plant from the quarantine ball python and give it to one of your other ball pythons. I forget to mention, when you're quarantining, having them completely, totally in a separate location. So I really didn't tell you exactly how I set up my boa's quarantine. I think I just showed it a little bit. But, you know, a warm, cool hide, one plant. I did give him some bark, which I probably should have done paper towel, so don't listen to me. Do as I say, not as I do. And then obviously you still need heating and a thermostat. And right now I'm kind of like bummed that he can't get any UVB because he's in his plastic tub. UVB is so important, whether it's a frog from a snake, they need UVB in their life. So if you don't like the tub setup like how I'm doing it with the plastic tub, that's just, I like plastic tubs because it's easy to keep sterile and clean, and then I have some holes for ventilation, then heating pad with, I tape the thermostat in between with some electric tape. Now let's say like you don't want to do all that and you just have one pet right now, and you can do a quarantine setup in like the cage that they are going to live in, but just don't add all the goodies in yet, you know what I'm saying? But always making sure you're giving it a good wipe down. You don't necessarily need to do the tub. I like the tub just because it's easier for me. Quarantine is also nice because it gives you the time to get their like forever habitat set up and gives you time to buy stuff, but I can't stress enough how important quarantine is for the safety of the pet that you have and also your other pets. I really hope this video was helpful for you on why you should quarantine, how you should quarantine. I will throw some examples up of quarantine setups, that way it shows like if you have a chameleon how you should quarantine, crested geckos. Like I said, mainly what's important is keeping it clean, keeping them away from the pets that you have, and it's so important to do it. So yeah, comment down below the way you like to quarantine. But until the next time, I will see you guys.